going to start with you. 5-1 lead. Your team played like it was a little ticked off of what happened yesterday. How pleased were you with that first period?
Yeah, I think it's one of our better first periods we've played in a while, and we were able to finish. So I think, pretty pleased with our effort. I think that's something we want to try and continue to do, not just putting pucks in the net, but just the style that we were playing.
Maddie?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a nice way to start a game. I think the big thing was just playing how we want to play and setting the standard for the rest of the game.
Jill?
Yesterday was yesterday and today's today, so we kind of just forgot about yesterday and focused on today, and we stick to our systems today.
Well, Tony, what happened in the second period, though? I mean, did you feel like they maybe let off the foot off the gas a little bit because they got a little hairy there, making it 5-4?
No, I think we got caught in some penalty issues, right? And you can't give them opportunities on the power play. We've seen that all year, and they were able to capitalize on it. So, we got to just really focus on, again, staying out of the box. And when you have teams down like that, they're going to feed off anything that you give them. So we just got to make sure we try to limit those opportunities.
What was said in the locker room between the second and third period?
Not much. I think a lot of it was just, hey, we just had two different types of periods, so we've got to make sure we try to get back to playing with our structure. I think we lost a little bit of our structure in the second period, and got the result in the second period that probably we deserved. So we just had to make sure we got back to our structure, and we're able to pop a couple in the third.
Yeah, I go back to that St. Anselm game. We had the 6-0 lead in the third period, and it got hairy there. Is that one of those things you have to learn to play? Be aggressive, but not get too aggressive, and just stick. Obviously protect that lead.
Yeah, I think you kind of have the toe the line a little bit of going into a shell and just protecting, and being overly aggressive. You got to just kind of stick within what has gotten you to that lead and not really go beyond that. And you got to give it to them. They did a good job of pushing back after, us kind of taking it to them there for a bit. And they did a good job coming out and changing their game plan.
How big was that your goal there to start the third period?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I mean, a goal's a goal. I think we needed that for momentum. I think just to get the, games back on our side and stuff. So, I mean, it was just me who put it in the back of the net, but I think it was a team effort.
It was a great pass by Megan. She was falling down down there backhand. How did she see you?
Yeah, I mean, I think our line kind of prides herself on talking to each other. Even on the bench, we're talking to each other, talking things out. So, Meg's been playing really good for us. So, she's made a really good pass.
Jill, do you think after Maddie scored there, you were back in control of the game?
Yeah, definitely. It kind of got a little weak, lifted off our shoulders, and that kind of helped us. And then we took it back to him like we did in the first period.
Yeah. How big was that goal, Tony?
Well, every goal's big. I think that was good coming out. It allows us to, have a little bit of a breather. And, we try to talk to, hey, we need to build from shift to shift. And I think that was part of it is, trying to build from one shift to the next, not just worry about, hey, we got to get the next goal. It's how do you build from shift to shift in order to create opportunities to get that next goal.
How would you assess the weekend? It ends up being a 4-point weekend, so you outpointed RPI, although it was a win and a loss. But I mean, looking especially going into a week off.
I mean, these points are always big, right? You always want to make sure you're getting as many points in a weekend as possible, especially with the way our league is right now. Every game's tight, even up at the top, and anybody can beat anybody, it seems like. So we got to just try and grab points when we can. Would we have liked to have more points yesterday, for sure, but coming out of it with 4 points puts us in a good spot.
Maddie, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Tony said, we would have loved to have the sweep, especially against RPI, but I think 4 points, I mean, it's more than we've had last weekend and the weekend before, so kind of just using it as a step building towards full game for now.
And Jill?
Like Maddie said, 4 points is better than nothing, so I think we're happy with that, and moving into Cornell and Colgate, I think we'll definitely lift off this.
How good would we have some time off next weekend?
It would be good to have some time off, get the bumps and bruises, but other than that, we're still going to keep working.